It's about 10. It's a little over 10 months now that we've
10:05.
been doing lives.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Good evening.
It is that a good evening.
Yes, it is. It is
It's about
evening.
So we're live.
we are
Yes, we
we
have a
are
guest.
Dana.
Hello from California.
Can't
A
see you,
guest.
Dana. We're not going to see that lovely face.
We
Hi,
don't have my
baby.
face. We
It's
Nice to
his
have
see
my
you.
face.
birthday.
It's
He's
his birthday.
51.
It's your
Da, da, da,
birthday.
da, 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 da,
Happy birthday to
da.
you. Happy birthday to you. All right, I'll
Okay,
stop that
let's
right here,
go.
right now.
Am I not on? Really?
Well, yeah, all we see is iPhone 4.
Are you kidding me?
No,
He
I
Man,
would
do
not
not kid a
kid you.
kidder.
Yep.
what about that?
Dun, 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 dun. He's not there.
You're not there either, Joe. Where did you go?
I am showing you Mr. Trump. Don't you
Oh
love him,
yeah,
guys? Don't I
I
just
love that. I like that video too. Um,
I
you can
love
share, Joe, by the way,
I
while you're
can.
showing everybody the video.
Well, then I shall.
I still
It
can't
is.
see me. Really?
No, we cannot see you, sir.
Oh
No,
man.
your screen is off.
No,
Your
I have it on.
screen,
That's the thing.
your screen has been, your camera's turned off. Ba, ba, ba,
I
ba, ba,
am
ba.
there.
I'm
Dang
there.
it.
I'm telling you, I'm there.
Oh,
We
there,
believe you.
sir. See what it is. Oh, that's pretty cool.
It will not let me on.
Fire in Ahoy.
You want to go ahead and get off and come back on?
Yeah, let me do that. I'll be right back.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah,
Are you on my
Facebook.
glasses, cat? Oh my God, this cat.
Your cat wears your
Every
glasses?
time we go live now, this cat comes and sits next to me, like all over me.
So are you trying to tell me that you share your glasses with your cat?
Uh, I guarantee you have much better eyes than
Joe.
I do.
Joe.
There he is.
All
He's
right, I had to
still
jump in
off.
on that one.
Yeah, but we
He's
still
still
don't
off.
see.
You're off, my friend.
You gotta look for that camera. It says video. Oh, now his mic is off. So we may not hear him now. Okay, that's good. Good.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
My
let's get
throat's
her in
still
on
charged.
this.
We did
Anybody
so
else?
much, so many different things today. Let me see if I have. You know, it's funny. Let me just show. I have it. Okay. Right.
Da, da, da.
Let me show. Well, if Dana ever gets back from
From being where he is. Dana is
Dana,
lost
you
in.
know you're on mute, Dana. You muted
Yeah.
yourself, and I can't unmute you, hon. I can only mute you. Can't unmute you.
I know I'm trying to
Hey.
get on my computer. So
Okay.
Oh, go on.
it's
Okay.
not allowing me to take a picture. For whatever reason, it's not allowing me to take a picture. So
That's
my phone is
bizarro world.
obscured.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You were just talking about like what we're obtaining. And I happen to have done a couple of memes. Great Britain, the Commonwealth.
Hmm.
Canada for sure. It's coming. The Panama Canal, drugs are
Hmm.
stopped, trade
Yeah.
stopped. Greenland, our
Hmm.
space, and there's other things. I believe jails will be there too. Makes sense to me. Gulf of America, which I'm still not happy with the name change, but it's warming. I mean, I'm not, it's never gonna be my whatever. It is what it is, and I'm gonna love it. And of course, Hawkeye, which has
What's
absolutely.
hot?
So now I gotta do
First
uh
dog.
Finland. Finland, is that right,
Yeah.
Joe?
But
I have to
yeah.
do.
Yeah. But you know, in addition to what he's trying to acquire, he's trying to get this fight with Iran and the Houthis. is the strait that our ships are going through every time we go through there. Those Houthis are firing at us, and
Right.
that's why we're up in arms with those people because they keep firing at us, and they did it all through Joe Biden's administration. They were
Right.
firing at us. So Trump is putting an end to it. That's
Of
another
course.
thing that he's doing. But he says we got to have Greenland. That's what he said.
Well,
So
yeah, because Space Force is gonna.
yeah, and he knows more than us. So I trust him. I trust Trump. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now he sounds like a robot. You sound
Uh-oh.
robotic.
Robot.
Dana.
Okay.
He's been roboted. Okay, all right. I've shared all over the place.
If there's enough people, maybe we'll play a game. I'm feeling rather ill. There's a lot of people feeling sick this week. It is not without reason.
Yeah, yeah,
Lots of problems, maybe even sleep issues. It could be anything it could affect you all differently. It depends how you think of it.
yeah,
Mind over body. Remember that. Mind over body.
yeah.
Um,
Sometimes it's hard to do that.
Something
Really.
ended totally. I'm not sure what it is. And something new began, and it's really difficult for our bodies to adjust.
Yeah,
Some people have the flu. Some people feel like they can't even move. And these are mostly people that are awake in one way or another. And you guys know who I'm talking about and who you are. And it's true. It's just true. Um, Dana even told me prior to the show that he heard as much. He
mhm.
just didn't realize it was now. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I got Mama Helen laying in bed for days.
Mm,
I have to ask brother Reb how he's been feeling, but I know there's a lot. There's just so many around us in general. And it's like even you had a hard time, Joe, but probably not as hard as people that are actually more awake. Because there's a difference in understanding and actually believing. And that's I keep kind of I'm gonna have to keep going back to that. Aw, poor Dana, where'd he go?
he's trying
Where'd
to
you
turn
go,
on his
baby?
computer.
Where'd you go? Huh?
He's trying to turn on his computer.
Oh, I know, but it's taken a while.
Mm.
So, but do you have you want to talk about the news?
I could,
Okay, go on.
because there's a lot of news out there. There really is.
Oh boy.
I, I, I wanted to start with the Doge thing because Doge got in there and did it again and jumped right in there and said, boom, and they fired nearly all of the staff at the U.S. Institute of Peace in the headquarters. It's a nonprofit organization funded by Congress whose mission was allegedly to promote peace around the world.
Uh-huh.
So they fired most of the board earlier this month. Now hundreds of the staff have been fired, and Democrats, along with the liberal media, are already erupting in fury. They're all mad. There's Dan. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, he's back.
And man,
So
and man.
Jump through a bunch of hoops.
so they all well,
Yeah.
of course the media is gonna erupt. They erupt on,
Well, they're all mad because all those people have lost their jobs at the Institute of Peace. They've all been fired. have all
So
been let
maybe there
go.
wasn't peace actually going on there. I mean,
Well, is there peace around the world? There was fighting under Joe Biden's administration. There's wars everywhere. So I think given that all that money is gone, I mean, it doesn't say how much that we'll see. So the 200 and 300 people, between 200 and 300 people, nearly the entirety of the Institute's headquarters staff had been fired.
Darn.
Well, it's probably one of those places that people showed up. They really didn't do anything, and they were paid an astronomical amount of money. They probably didn't do shit because I never heard of them. And if they're promoting peace around the world, how come we ain't never heard them? And if they're promoting peace around the world, did they forget about America?
What group is that, Joe?
The U.S. Institute of Peace. They're supposed to promote peace around the world.
Wow. Was
So
that
did
part
they?
of the U.S. Was that part of the U.S. aid?
Yes.
good
Yeah.
question. Right. Yeah.
Shucks. I guess that's another program cut.
Well,
Appropriately cut.
Wait a minute. You mean that means more money back into the
our pockets.
citizens' pockets? Is that
Mhm.
could that possibly be what's going on?
They received $45 million annually, yet failed to prevent Afghanistan's collapse or curb global conflicts.
45 million annually? Annually,
Mhm.
that's all. That's it. I know.
The drop in the bucket.
I know. For
Mhm.
them it is. For them it is. Unreal. Okay. I don't know how something's up with my internet yet again.
What?
Anybody else having issues?
Oh, you
Because
I don't know why I had to jump out.
there's definitely issues. It doesn't, some things don't make sense, like my phone call. Like, that really didn't make sense. How did my phone call me when you guys saw what I saw on my phone? It does not make sense. That,
And that story, that leads me into the federal appeals court.
oh,
The judge, yeah, we got a victory for Trump. Last week, the judge in Maryland ruled that efforts to halt USAID functions were likely unconstitutional, or ordering its reinstatement. So Trump has won another one. Fought back and they won. Well, the judges that did it were President Trump nominated one of the judges in
Really?
August of 2017, Judge
That's
Marvin
surprising.
Quattlebaum Jr. Arthur Marvin Quattlebaum Jr. First nominated by Trump in August of 2017 to serve as judge for the U.S. District Court of South Carolina. And then elevated him to the Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit.
No, what's really
In
funny?
2018. Huh?
You know what is really, really funny?
funny,
I'm on Google. I am on Google right now. Okay.
right?
In Google, I did a search, Doge impact.
Right.
You cannot get a direct answer from Google. It is not showing the true impact of what Doge
Doge is
is
doing. No, because why would they tell?
They don't want the truth to be known.
Right, right. This is
All
what
they
This
people
is
talk
don't seem
about,
to get a lot. It's
This is part of their theft.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is how they've hurt us. That's how they
Yeah.
control us, by taking everything away from us. They control you by thinking
And
if you don't pay them, they're going to put you in their jail, in that debtor's jail.
well,
I don't know
okay,
about you
so
guys, but that scares the fuck out of me. I don't want to be put into jail. So yeah, I'm going to do what they say, right? Because I know they'll do it.
Joe,
Not living in
Even though
Hitler's
they're not
time.
allowed to do it, they're going
Joe,
to do it.
no worries, no worries. So, you know what was the bigger concern for me? And I am so happy that this didn't occur. I was very, very, very concerned at the FEMA
Yes,
camps.
Yeah. See,
And
I was not.
I was.
well,
I'd
I was.
imagine they were, well, I knew that they were attacked and I knew Trump got the ones in New York.
Mhm.
And that
Let me
was a
say
long
this.
time ago.
Let me say this. I travel along, I'm in California, and I travel along Route 160. They were doing construction along Route 160.
Don't turn
And
away
You
from
gotta,
us, sir. We
you
can't
gotta
hear you.
speak up.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So they were doing work along Route 160. And where they were doing this work, they put up a sign, an overhead sign,
Mhm.
and they would indicate what's occurring during that period of time, and whether the road closures or whatever. I could very easily see them putting in, and it actually looked like it at one point, that they were going to put in like exit ramps off from this main route onto a field. And they even had barbed wire and some other wire out there. And it concerned me there for a while, because I know that they purchased an enormous amount of guillotines under the Obama administration,
Mm.
and they were supposed to be used by FEMA. Those
Mhm.
motherfuckers. I know, and they talked about this. And it was, the purpose of it was to go after the people that were the conservatives that were fighting back, that were
Mhm.
considered terrorists.
Yep.
But that concerned me. I'll be honest, because
Yeah.
at the time, I was talking to you guys,
Yeah.
and I went past that every day, and I
Right.
was waiting for it. And I'll be honest, that's another reason that I got my concealed carry, because I'm not going down without a fucking fight.
I hear you,
Right.
brother. Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
where I think everything is,
I don't want to go to one of those places.
I think everything is hunky dory.
Yeah. They're lying to us.
Yeah, they are.
And so now they aren't. Now I believe, since Trump has come back in, he's settled the grounds, and he was in control. Carolyn, you said it. He was in control during the Biden administration. I knew he was in control during the Biden administration. There was no surprise there.
Right.
He
He
was the
had to
Right.
be.
commander in
It's
chief.
just it's hard to it's hard to it's hard to imagine. They did such a great job. But what's coming out now?
Yeah.
Everything that's coming out now are for regular everyday Joes to wake up.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Yeah, we're well past that.
We
But
should be, but not everybody
but
is.
but let me
Some
say
some of
this.
them just
We
refuse.
still have issues, and you're going to disagree with me, Carolyn. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. We still have issues with chemtrails out here. I still have issues with
Well, why don't you
chemtrails.
find where they're coming from? How hard is it to detect where? Why don't you
Oh,
watch
I
Ask
know.
Monkey
Oh, I
Works?
know. I know. I know. I already know. I have an Air Force base right over here next to my
Okay.
home. They go out every night, and they release the gases.
How
They
could an Air
release the
Force
materials.
base go out without Trump's acknowledgement, you know?
And you know what? That's a great comment. A great question. Okay. And this was something that was asked the other day on the Charlie Ward show.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm allowed to say that. Is that they still have money. They still are being financed, because this was done in advance. And so they're still able to release
Old
some of
money.
this.
Yeah, but
Old money.
who's commander in chief?
has nothing to do with it, Carolyn, because
Yeah,
there's
but our
you still
military would have
have
destroyed them.
it's
It doesn't
not
make
that
sense.
it's
Our
not that way.
military,
He
our
is still
million soldiers.
separating the military right now. He is still removing people from the military right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not ours
okay.
yet.
It's not done yet.
We got a lot of filth to pull out.
He's 80%. He's 80%, but there's another 20% that's
And that's the
still
dangerous part.
impacting
All right.
us.
And that's a
they
dangerous
are up.
amount.
Think about this. That is like if you ever seen a groundhog up against, in a cornered, that groundhog will come after you harder than anything that you've ever seen.
Right.
He's a fighter, and he's not going to stop
If you corner
until
him,
he's dead or captured.
if you corner any animal, any wild animal, they're going to come
Yeah.
back after
I
you.
have been
You're right.
saying Satan's tail is still there. Because
Oh, it
Satan
is.
might be sleeping, but he's involuntarily still shaking that tail to cause trouble.
I
So
believe in
that's how
I
I,
ain't
yeah,
gonna doubt that.
what I believe and understand. The head has been chopped off a long time ago.
yeah,
The middleman has been taken care of.
yeah.
But you still have payments that were set up years in advance to ensure the
Wouldn't you
succession.
have thought that Dodge and FBI and Bond, they would have
Doge,
all gone after that shit first? I just don't
you
understand. They're in
would
office
think
for over
so.
2 months.
Yeah, you would think so. I'll be honest, what's equally troubling, I saw Trump walking through a plane, and I don't understand it, but I saw him walking through a plane that had the cylinders that are used for chemical distribution. And I don't understand that. It's confusing to me.
Well, because I keep saying that they're pouring the good shit on us. And it would make
hope you're
sense that
right.
California has the worst amount of pollution. It needs the most amount of chemicals.
We
And I
always have
think we're
had bad
still
pollution.
getting hit. I think California is still getting hit.
All right.
That
You know,
motherfucker that we have as a governor, that
He's a
guy
dick.
needs to
Newsom
be
was
taken
taken,
down.
Newsom was taken the first big California fire where everybody realized that, the houses weren't hit, but the trees were. And Newsom had his hands
Santa
behind his
Rosa.
back. See,
Santa
I think
Rosa.
he was taken then. I can't
His hands were in his pocket
Yeah.
as Trump went up and saw him. I get it. I totally get
No,
it.
his hands were behind his back. They weren't even in
I
his
know.
pocket.
Yeah, in his back pocket, more or less.
Perhaps.
Or handcuffed is what it looked like.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to be
Yeah.
a sign to us that his hands were tied. There was nothing he could do. So
Yeah.
how much power could he possibly? I don't believe it. And Pelosi was taken years ago.
And I hope you're right.
I
I truly hope you're right. I hear you.
maybe the
Sister,
devil
I
is
hear
doing
you.
the whip on you, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm in Florida. So I feel like I'm in the safest state or the safest place probably in the world. So,
I'm probably in the one of
I'm between
the last.
Cecil, the Marines, and the Navy over here.
I'm one of the last. I'm going to say that.
Yes.
I am one of the
Yes.
last.
I get that
And
because
so-
I'm from New York, and that's probably the second to the last.
Massachusetts is right there too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Massachusetts is bad. Yeah, you're right about that. And Maryland.
Well, Maryland is a whole unique. Virginia,
I know.
Maryland, Virginia,
I
and
know.
Maryland. I live there. And so, yeah.
Yeah, there's no coincidences either.
Yeah. I'll leave it there. That stays on the table. I saw a lot of shit.
Oh, I believe it.
I was in the Pentagon. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we went over that last time. We'll have to do that again. Maybe not today, but
Okay. So
uh
what else? What else, guys? Let me see.
oh, a couple of things here. So I put this up because I actually had problems with my eyes, right, guys? So OS is Oculus sinister, and OD is Oculus Dexter. So I was like, really? Sinister means left? You know, Oculus, eye, left. And that's how I had problems with my contacts. Called the contact company. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Doctor gave a prescription for my glasses. I specifically went there for contacts. I have no idea what happened. So I'm talking to the company. And I'm like, you know, I'm reading out my OS and OD, and I decide to look up what it means. And sure enough, in Latin, sinister means left or on the left side. Now, I'd like you guys to explain that to me. And it has evolved to also suggest an unfavorable or evil in the English language. I find that quite ironic. This is cute too. Are there any coincidences, Dana?
In regards to the left eye versus the right eye?
Yeah, eye for an eye. I just thought that was, I mean, I love coming across this stuff. I love looking up languages. If you watch us enough, you'll know I do it a lot. But
Eye for an eye, yet love your neighbor. That word makes no sense.
what?
Eye for an eye, yet
Yeah.
love thy neighbor. Makes no fucking sense to me.
Well, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Is that biblical?
No,
It is.
I don't know. Is it?
It
Could
is.
be.
Eye for an eye. It's in the Old Testament.
Mhm.
Ah, well, the Old Testament is different. The Old Testament is
Well,
the Jewish
Closer to
Torah.
God, wouldn't you say?
Or the
you know,
Torah
it's
is
sort of
10.
funny. It's sort of funny when you listen to people, you listen to the Jewish people talk about the Torah, and you listen to, you know, when Christians talk about the Old Testament, how it's interpreted is totally different.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It is,
Well, it's the same with the Quran, believe it or not.
yeah,
The
yeah,
same with the
yeah.
Quran. You could read the Quran two different ways. I hate to say it, but it's true.
And you know what? This week, President Trump recognized the Muslims for their what is their this time period. Oh my God, forgive me if there are any Muslims on this channel, but it is their holy time,
Ramadan? No, that's no.
Ramadan, and you know,
I always forget them myself.
yeah, yeah. Um, God bless you. You
Mm.
know, Allah bless you.
There are Muslims that
Um,
believe in one God. But what's the difference
mm,
between what you call the Jews don't believe in Jesus for the most part.
True.
I mean,
The same thing as the Muslims. He
They
is
just
only a
believe he's a
prophet.
prophet.
There it is. You got it, Joe. Yep.
They just believe he's a prophet, right?
That's what I understand. Yeah. Yeah. And he's not the savior.
anti-Semitism is being used as it's
But
being
you
used and
know,
abused at this point because people don't seem to understand the Jewish sex,
well,
SECTS.
yes. Okay. Okay. There's a whole discussion around the Jewish. And so the Khazarians that came from Russia,
Correct.
okay, this is a little bit of history. If you don't know it already, and if you do, please forgive me.
No.
The Khazarians came from Russia. And so what they did is that they were about to be annihilated. And they said, okay, we'll let you live, but you need to choose a religion that you're going to stay with. And so what they said is, okay, they have Christian, Muslim, and Jewish. And they chose Jewish. And so if you look, the heads, a lot of the heads or the leaders of the Jewish religion are Khazarian. And there is a satanic level associated with that. Not the
Correct.
Jewish people in general, Please
Right.
forgive me, Jewish
Right.
people, if you're listening to me. I am not talking about you,
You are not
but
anti-Semitic, is that what you're saying?
at all, at all. Okay. When I look at my ancestry, I'm part Jewish.
No, there you go.
So,
Shalom.
no, I am not Semitic.
Mazel tov.
However, that the Khazarians fell underneath that. If you take a look at the owners of all of the major newspapers, they were all Khazarian and they're Jewish. And they have controlled the media. Not only that, the other day, I listened to an audio
The Jews
file.
control the media. You see how
Yeah,
different that sounds from the Khazarians controlled the media? People.
agreed,
Yes,
agreed.
thank you. Thank you. Go on.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard the other day is that there are levels of the Jewish faith that still recognize killing babies,
Of course. Mm-hmm.
just the blood, just the bloodletting. This is unacceptable. And this is part of the reason that Trump is on the track that he's on,
Oh, yes.
is to expose this. This is where I am so fucking proud of my president. And I would support him with my life. I've
Mm-hmm.
even sent, in the past, I've sent text messages. If you ever needed a bodyguard, I'd take my life for you to protect it for my kids.
Do you know how
Because I
many people
recognize him that
probably,
much.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but how many people feel the same way as you?
Oh, I'm sure many, many.
The only thing is, it's not the only, President Trump has many President Trumps, especially at this point.
Oh, yeah,
There's
for
many of
sure.
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys,
agreed.
if they had it back in Kennedy's day, who the fuck knows? Maybe even Lincoln wasn't shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, yeah.
come
Okay,
on.
so, I mean, go
They've been
back
doing
to
this shit for,
Tartaria.
for 5, 6, 7,000 years. It hasn't
Go back to
changed.
Tartaria.
Yeah.
And you had Lincoln during Tartaria. So, what's going on here? They had a greater level of technology than what we have right now. A greater level of technology. Look at the buildings they built. They're far beyond anything that we could ever build. Tartaria.
Yes, people should look that up if they don't
Yeah.
understand his reference.
Enormous, enormous,
I
enormous,
want to ask you
enormous.
something. Do you
Well
know
beyond.
what do you consider, or what's your conspiracies about Melania Trump? Or do you have any at all?
So much. I don't know what to believe. I really don't. I've just
But
had
is
so
she the
much.
last of the Romanovs?
That's one.
Interesting.
There's one thing you guys gotta understand, especially when you were going back to the
The last royal family, Romanovs.
right, right. They were all most of them were killed, right? Is that how it goes?
Exactly. In the basement. In the
They were killed.
basement. And supposedly one escaped.
One
Now,
escaped.
that's not President Trump's wife,
No,
Melania. That is not her. It could be her grandmother,
right. It would be related to her. Right.
but
She has
the other one,
the bloodline.
yeah, the other one
Yeah.
that I've heard is Princess Diana, which they've done medical surgery. No, I don't believe that.
No, I
There's
don't
just
believe that
too
either.
many. And that one
Elon
guy
Musk is
that,
not Christopher Reeve either. No. The age
oh, I
difference.
don't,
No.
never heard that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. There's a few of those.
Mm-mm.
There's a few of
You
those.
know, have you
That,
seen
that one I don't believe.
No.
Elon Musk says he's from Mars.
I've heard that, yeah.
You know
No.
what Mars stands for? Military Alliance. What's the R and the S? I heard it the other day. It's not what we think it is.
Resistance.
You cannot escape the
Firmament.
firmament. You
Mm.
cannot escape it. You have the Van Allen belt. A scientist the other day said we don't have the materials to make a rocket that will penetrate the Van Allen belt. And yet many people believe we are on the moon. You cannot do it. We have not
Oh, I
escaped Earth's
really don't think we
atmosphere.
were ever on the moon.
Never, never. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, there's enormous evidence that shows that we're not. Even the astronauts have said we're not on the moon.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, wasn't Buzz asked to put his hand on the Bible and it never happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
Evening, Jerry.
Is Jerry on?
Yes, Mr. Jerry
Hey,
Cox in the
Jerry.
room.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, dude. It's been a long time.
I'm gonna say happy birthday, Dana.
Cheers, buddy.
Mhm.
I'm drinking coffee.
Yeah,
So
me too.
cheers.
I
Yep.
care to him. It's my birthday, so I'm having a wine.
I have not had a drink I'm not sure if it's a year or 14 or 15 months. I haven't had meat for that long, around that same time. A
Jerry's a
cigarette
beer drinker.
for a little longer than that, maybe 3 or 4 months before that. Haven't gambled for 2.5 years. It's all just happened. Because I'm listening to what they're telling me to do. Nobody else. I just got the worst thing in my ear. You ever hear that when you have like high pitch in your ear that somebody's
High
talking about
pitch.
you?
High pitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
no, that's them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what way. It's really hard to wake people up. If you're telling the truth, if your shit is true, it doesn't bother me if it isn't or is true one way or another. If we're stuck in a firmament, he's from Mars, that I have a trouble believing. Mars as an outpost, absolutely. The moon as some kind of outpost, absolutely. Some kind of satellite, man-made or um, humanoid created satellite, that I could believe. I can even believe that we can't pass the Van Allen belt, because how do you pass that kind of magnetism? So I can
Well,
believe
it's not magnetism. Yeah, well, okay, yeah.
it
Okay.
is in a way.
It's a level of heat penetration that you need to go through that we cannot do. We have not developed anything to go through it. And it is what it is. It just simply is what it is.
Okay, so if you call it a belt, why do you think they call it a belt? Because there's fabric between it, between the rocks that create it. And that fabric is always moving. You have to use something that moves just as faster, not as, just as fast, but faster than it does, with a different. So if it's positive, you have to go through I don't see this being actually that difficult, but then I'm not very good at physics, right? Because it would have to be whatever's causing this fabric alliance. Because if right, if it's a belt, there's different particles creating this belt. See, so there's chemicals up there that are not on our periodic table.
Well, one of them is ether that they took away.
Ether is good for us, isn't it?
Absolutely. Ether is used for multiple purposes.
Life-saving, I think.
You know, do you realize we have 5 fingers? We have water, land, I believe this is how it goes, forgive me, air, and fire. And the last one is ether. Ether. That's how you remember it. And
They
so when
keep us
people do
without the
this,
ether.
exactly.
So,
And so the purpose of ether
yeah,
is for not only for us to pull energy from for electricity. They did this. You look back in the 1800s before they destroyed all the cities. My grandmother used to tell me she went to Buffalo and she went to the World's Fair in Buffalo. I have a spoon from there. I have a spoon. And anyways, if you look at all the pictures show that they had energy. They had power, and this was back in the 1800s
yeah, I've
that they
seen.
had this, you know, but they had this power, and this power was taken from the ether. So the ether created power, and we could harness that power through a red mercury. And then what they did is ether is used for us humans so that we are able to put forth our thoughts into the universe
That's right. That's
and
exact. I've heard
expand
that.
it and
Same thing.
expand it. Yeah,
So
we are
it's
allowed to.
mercury. It's mercury mixed with. It's biblical. It's on Saint Christopher's belt. I think it's Saint Christopher. It's biblical that mercury mixed with iron or something makes the ether, helps create the ether, and that they used to use it in the bell towers. In the
Exactly. And
right?
so you and you
Okay.
and you look at,
We're on
well,
the same level here.
so the bell towers, yeah, the bell towers are for a different reason. Churches, it was really cool. I went over to Poland back in 2006, and January 2006, and I went through an old church. It was one of the walls there to the church. It was called St. Mary's. It was in Gdansk, excuse me. And it was one of the oldest churches in Europe, if not the oldest church. Anyways, they had bells up in the bell tower that they still use. And the purpose of the bells were for healing people.
That's correct.
Yeah. And they had, Carolyn, it was so cool because they had these little angels that came out and they pretended to play violins while the
Oh,
harp organ was in the background. The
that's
most
it.
beautiful thing you've ever heard. I
That's
mean,
right.
it was an experience. It was an experience of a lifetime. It really was. And they still have that nowadays in old portions of Europe. It is still available to us. It makes you wonder why they burnt down the cathedral in France. I
Uh-huh.
actually think it was intentional.
Oh, and they've been using underneath for this child. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I don't remember where mom was put to in Poland after Ukraine, but I remember her talking about Gdansk.
Your mother?
Sure.
Oh,
After
wow.
World War II, she
Yeah.
would, they
Was
pushed her
she
into
in a
Poland.
concentration camp?
No, that my great uncle was. My grandmother's brother had died. He was Ukrainian, but he had died in a concentration camp. A lot of people don't realize there's a lot of Russian Jews, a lot of Ukrainian Jews, a lot of German Jews. There's a lot. A lot. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I'm not. As far as I know, I don't have any, but we might. Who the hell knows? Um, but she always told me the story that the bridesmaid before the wedding of one of the weddings that she was going to as a child. She was like 9 or 10 years old. Um, it, what I mean is this was kind of like a very odd a very odd area to have grown up in, I guess. Um, had died a day before the wedding, the bridesmaid, and mom's parents and mom were invited to this wedding. And before she passed, she said to the bride or whoever was there, I am going to make it to that wedding. This is no joke. Mom was a very gentle woman, very gentle. She did not lie. And plus, she told the story the same every time I've heard it. So the day of the wedding, which was like, I think a day or a day and a half later, whatever, the children, the wedding had happened and the children were out back, and there was a couple of parents out back in this beautiful scenic part of Poland. And like the Wizard of Oz, like Glinda, I think, they saw this bull. You know, they were in the whole village is usually at these kind of weddings and such. So I don't know how many children. She said at least 2 or 3 dozen, you know, and parents saw this thing come down, beautiful as can be, beautiful, like, and in a dress. They all witnessed it. She stayed there for a little while, smiled and looked at them or something, glowed, and just as easily, beautifully as she came, she left. And some of the children ran screaming into the church. This was in back of the church. That's where the receptions usually were held. Even in the Ukrainian churches in New York, from what I remember. So they had the priests and everybody was running out, but like dozens. And this was one story, Mom told me. There were tons more. I've
But your
always
mom
said
saw
this is why
that?
I'm a little more awake than most, because there's something
Yeah.
fucking up with the Ukraine and that part of, I'm not even kidding. Not even kidding. My life is way too coincidental. Way too coincidental. It makes absolutely no sense at this point. It's become more of a paradox. I don't know.
That sort of sounds like maybe Mother Mary appearing. You know, you have a place in France, very, very
Lords,
famous. What's
Lords,
that?
yeah. Lords, France.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's funny because now that I think about it, when I was turning Catholic, I ran into this guy that had been to Lord's just before meeting me. Or no, he was going there afterwards. There is a spiritual realm here that cannot go unnoticed. We don't understand it. We try to put our arms around it. The Bible tries to tell us what it is, and I think it probably does a relatively accurate vision of it, but I think
Our
it's more than
brains,
that.
our brains can't possibly understand it. We
No.
don't have the energy in our brains. Our brain, they've always told us that we use very little parts of our brains. Well, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why aren't we
Well,
using our
one,
full brains? What the fuck is wrong with us? We're born that
I
way?
think, no, I think part of it is we're poisoned.
Of course. From everything from metals in our teeth to chemicals in our food to our perfumes and hair shit. Ridiculous.
So she exposes herself.
We lost you. Can you
What?
hear him? Can you hear him?
He's
Yeah, you hear
low,
me?
but he's not feeling that great. That's why he's talking a bit low, guys. It's not,
I'm sorry. Sorry, Jim.
you're talking a lot too.
I
And
know
you're
you are.
drinking a
You're
bit of
doing
wine.
good.
You could see his cheeks have gotten rosier as the time
Mhm.
has gone.
I hope you're feeling better though, bro.
Happy birthday to me.
To you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
And many more.
And many. I hope so. I plan
Hell
on
yeah.
it. Between that and the med beds.
Right. I gotta get in.
I
I've
mean,
already planned on making it till at least 300. So, but
but you never
I don't
know.
know if I don't know if I'll make it. Yeah, we'll see if I make 900. Anyways, cheers.
Getting back, I wanted to talk. Okay, so you got the bells. which also can trigger weather. I believe bells can control H2O to an extent. Water, right?
I never finished that. They affect your health too.
Say it again.
That's why they removed all the bells
Oh yeah. Yeah, but they didn't. They
because
didn't, did
they,
they?
a lot of them, many, 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 many bells they buried.
Yes. And isn't it odd that the Liberty Bell is cracked?
Hmm.
The most famous bell, probably.
I never
Probably.
understood. I never understood why they got rid of all the bells. I still don't understand that.
And they buried them.
Well,
He's
because of the
right. They buried
frequency.
them.
It's
Yes.
the frequency that gives off from the bells, Joe, and it actually heals you.
Just like
The
linen
bells,
does. Just like gold does.
man, do you have linen sheets?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, I love my linen
Yep.
sheets.
Yeah, guys, you're not feeling
Love
well? Get yourself some linen sheets. Real
linen
linen.
sheets. Yeah, yeah.
Satin
It's no
might feel
shit.
good, but you fall off of it. Linen are all healing.
Oh, they
No joke,
feel so
right?
good. They feel. I have bamboo too. I slept in bamboo in the guest room. I went back into my main room and slept in the linen sheets. So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it grounds you. And I also grounding. Okay, that's another one. I have my pillow in my bed. My entire bed is set up in grounding with linen sheets on top, and my pillowcase is grounded with linen sheets on top.
Oh God. You are
I'm going
doubly
over the
doing it.
top. Going over the top, sister.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think our lifetime will be able to expand it an extra 20 years. Our children's lifetimes probably an extra 40. You don't
I
think so?
think we will triple our lifetimes, possibly
Now?
quadruple. Now,
Now.
now, because we are about to transition
I
to the new realm.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
About to.
don't
I have
discredit that.
I'm back
No.
and forth.
When was the last time you were at a med bed?
What?
When was the last time you were at a med bed?
Oh, I haven't been in a med bed yet. I
It's
get that,
coming.
but don't tell me my dreams are in that other realm, guys. There's no doubt in my mind. I fight in that realm and that's why I'm really ill. Your subconscious is the shit you don't really understand.
Frequency. It's the healing
What's your frequency? I do
frequency.
believe in this stuff
Healing.
though. I really do.
And so,
It's just a matter of what is right and what is wrong and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Oh, you got the little I've seen these things. Joe, you being very
rubber
quiet.
one.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I think what you
Well,
guys
you
are
said there
talking
was a
about.
lot of
What's up,
news. You
buddy?
can always butt
There
in with
is
news.
so much news. There is really.
Okay.
Just-
If you
I'm just
want, go ahead,
lacking.
man.
I'm lacking.
Go ahead.
It's all right. You guys are doing fine
Yeah,
too.
but he's taking this out, so why don't you say
Mhm.
it now?
Okay. I do have some. I wonder if this will be good. I told you guys earlier about this, that an Israeli drug that's coming out. A biotech firm claims a breakthrough age reversing drug.
Right.
Firm says it's nearing human trials for a breakthrough drug that could extend human lifespan by up to 30% by targeting the age regulating protein SIRT6, which the company says would also improve brain function, organ health, and overall vitality. I want some of that.
No, no. Well, let me tell you
I
why,
know.
Joe.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dana on that.
I don't know.
Well, let me tell you why. you are depending on
I do,
big
yeah.
pharma.
But I wonder if you'd have to keep taking it over and over, or if it would just be like you take a couple of pills and it would fix it.
Well, what is
You know?
mRNA? What is
But
mRNA? And
yeah,
that's what they
mRNA.
promised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? Let's see RFK say something about it,
I would
right?
agree with that. Yeah,
Right? Let's leave
yeah,
it to RFK.
yeah.
Junior knows. I'm waiting
But
for other Junior to come out and play with me.
I'd like to have some of that I'd like to be a little bit
I
healthier.
think I think Jerry's making fun of the earth being round.
what?
The only explanation for them being so symmetrically aligned. Aloha
Making
snack
fun of.
bar. Snack bar.
I hope you guys listen to my attempt at Transylvanian.
What? Is that like a
You would
vampire
think,
thing?
yeah, my friend Chris makes up this Dodge efficiency thing, and he had me playing where's my social security disappeared. And I'm an old vampire. It's like 5,000, you know. It's really
You
cute.
know, I had wondered, but it's not going to happen because you put reality with it. I'm sorry, my voice is horrible,
Yeah, it does sound,
but
I feel bad for you. You should be having honey. Honey's all curing.
but
Honey and wine just go hand in hand.
yeah, I wondered. Okay, where was I going?
I'm sorry I interrupted.
Well, back. Yeah. Well, sorry about that. Go back.
No, because I interrupted. That's nasty. I hate that. Joe does that to me all the time. Fuck you, Joe. I was talking about the vampires, if that helps, and the Social Security, and they're really dead, and they're still getting money, kind of thing.
I don't remember.
I don't. Maybe that wasn't even your. We were
So
talking
just
about the
as
bills before, and that you got your What do you call it?
well,
What is
what's
that
that?
thing called?
That I brought
Is it
out?
a med bed? Is it like a?
No, 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 no. Well,
I've seen these things.
So what happens is that they have different frequencies. You can set different frequencies on it.
Hmm.
And the advantage of it is that different frequencies handle different, and I hate to say disorders, that's not the proper term. It's actually conditions that you're in. And so it will go after, or it
It
will
will.
affect those conditions that you're
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
fixes the way that I always see it, like there's many different lines, but they have like wrinkles in them, and they're ironed out. They're
So
ironed out with these noises.
yeah,
It's kind of
but
what I've
it's
always needed
health.
audio to go to sleep. Always, always, always. I needed white noise or audio or something.
So it goes after health effects. It
Right.
goes after cancer. It goes after diabetes. It goes after all the major things that our food supply, our air supply, water supply, and medical supply does to us.
Hmm.
And those are all propagated by external forces, external media isn't the name,
Evils.
but
Where did
yeah,
you get that from? Because I have seen them pretty much the same thing, really.
well, our
I've seen
food,
them bigger and I've seen them smaller.
you know what, I ordered it online. I don't know. I ordered it online and chose to get that one. I had another one that
Excuse me,
was
sorry.
smaller, but during my wife's exit of my home, when she chose to divorce me, she took it with her. But she didn't believe in it. But
Yeah,
she took it with her.
she wasn't waking up, was she? Oh, but she took it with her, right? But she wasn't waking up. People, this shit destroys marriages.
Trust me.
Yeah, it does. Thankfully, John is waking up little by little. I would never say that in front of his face.
Oh,
And
can I
luckily he
say
doesn't
something?
watch. I keep warning him about the bigger things, and a lot of things he can get past. But it's gonna have to be like something big for him to be like, oh fuck, she was right. Damn it.
But you know what? They're actually starting to listen because everybody's starting to see the crap these people were doing. So
So
they're
Oh,
starting to listen
John was
little
always
by
negative. He
little.
always understood the crap. He always listened to me for 20
He's a
years, 20
Republican.
plus years already.
You know, he's
Can you
Republican or
imagine?
I
conservative.
have a friend that thinks I was a whack nut,
Yeah.
totally off the wall. He called me an idiot.
Right.
And I sent him a video today, the one that I sent you guys in regards
Mm-hmm.
to Nasara. And he said, yeah, he said, I know about it. It was like, OMG. He's finally fucking waking up.
Mm-hmm.
Money, I keep saying it, money is the best way to get to people.
To wake them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. I believe you.
That's why I try to teach what's going on with Sarah Jacera, what gold backing means, what the dollar actually means. I mean, even Jerry knows. That's where I met Jerry from when I was teaching that in the sovereignty courses. I mean, it was just, I wish I continued doing that, but
Is Jerry
unfortunately they
still
were not.
online now?
What?
Is Jerry still online now?
Yeah, he's in there still.
To be there. There's a few people watching, so I'm not sure if he
He drinks Budweiser and smokes cigarettes.
sounds like you have. It sounds like you've been smoking.
Okay.
You better get that machine working on you, maybe. Should I play the Countess one? It's kind of long. I'd rather people just go and listen to it.
What is it?
You didn't hear it yet because you came home from work and we went live. All right, hold on. Let me find it. Oh my God. The real Alabama one is cool too. Here you go. Need to heat up my coffee, so I'm gonna just play this for now.
Okay.
Everybody take a 3-minute break.
That sounds good. Oh.
And
Thank you for calling the Department of Government Efficiency, where we trim the fat so the government can afford those diamond-crusted solid gold jetpacks for the emotionally distressed squirrels. My name is Chadwick Smith III, but you can call me Chad. It's more efficient.
ah, at last, someone answers. This is Countess Valeria von Dracula. My Social Security deposit. It has vanished.
All right, let's take a look. Can I have your Social Security number?
Yes. It is blood type of, excuse me, 000000013.
Whoa, that's super old.
I have been a citizen for quite some time. Now, where is my money?
Well, I see the issue. It says you're dead.
My good sir, I have never looked better.
Yeah, I hear you. But according to our records, you were marked deceased. Let's see, 200 years ago.
But I am on the phone with you right now.
Yeah, that's weird. Dead people don't usually call, except for that one guy in accounting. But, okay. Let me fix this. Can you verify your last employer?
Yes. He was a NEAT manager at a Blood Bank of America.
That's a suspicious name. Okay. Your last known address, please.
Of course, Castle von Dracula, Transylvania.
Oh, that's not a U.S. address.
I have lived in New Orleans for the past 500 years or so.
Oh, nice. Great coffee. Okay, last question. Can you provide proof that you're not dead?
Again, I am talking to you.
Right, but like, maybe a selfie with today's newspaper or something?
Silly man. I do not show up in photographs.
Oof, that's going to be a tough one. Okay, I'm going to escalate your case. You will need to visit your local Social Security office in daylight.
Chad, you are a monster.
Look who's talking. Okay, anything else?
No, but you have not heard the last of me, Valeria von Dracula.
Sweet. Don't forget to fill out the all-new digital video satisfaction survey, please.
Oh my God. What did you think?
From Dracula.
Oh,
I thought they were
Dracula.
actually talking about
Countess Dracula.
I tried, okay? I mean, Mom spoke
I thought
pretty
they were talking about
English for
Pelosi.
living in Poland and Ukraine and Canada. I don't know.
The Conanies.
And then Dad was an English teacher, so it's very strange. Like I don't know though. There was it was so funny. I asked him to give me some of the bloopers because I'm like, damn it, now I'm putting on French. Damn it, now I'm putting on Hillbilly. Damn it, now I'm putting on English. I didn't realize I could do so many accents. Romania, that's my first one. So what else is up? Where did he go?
Boom, bum, boom, bum, bum.
What's next, Joe?
Oh, bunch of stuff. In Seattle, a Democrat actually, stronghold, right? A Democrat is actually saying, let's get away from the defund the police movement. So he's setting up a city council showdown to get away from that. It's the council member Rob Saka. He introduced the resolution to completely cut ties with any commitments to defund the police. He spoke with fellow members of a city council and a public safety committee about his recently introduced resolution, which recognizes work to improve public safety. Appreciation for first responders, consent decree progress, police accountability, a diversified public safety response, and reversing defund commitments. That's good. That's a great start. It's about time, Seattle and the left.
That was a lefter?
Yeah, that's the left. It's a council member for Seattle.
I'm trying to remember. There was a young black man. He was a representative somewhere. I didn't get to see where. I only caught a bit of it. And he was like, I know a lot of my Democrat colleagues are going to get up and walk out. And there they go. Because they knew what he was going to say. Apparently he was against women and men and women's sports. Like he was, and sometimes, what does it take? Like a personal experience, like a personal family member or friend going through this for somebody to fucking wake up and say, this ain't fair. How can a guy beat a woman? It's a guy. I'm a fucking tough woman, but I know agility better because I know that if a big guy is coming at me, there's very little I could do but kick him in the nads and a few other things. But agility, running away, screaming, jiggling your keys, calling your phone, something is obviously better than putting up your dukes with a big dude, And so if I feel that way with my safety, why the hell wouldn't the women feel that way with the sports?
Totally agree.
I know. AOC, why don't you go up against Mike Tyson? Let's do that.
That's good. You should promote that.
Actually, let's put a transgender woman up against AOC as I bet there's conservative transgenders out there that would take her office any second of any day. Let's try that.
Hmm.
Well, I believe she's dead, so.
You think so?
Joe, I missed your face, Joe.
Oh.
Can you
Dun,
hear me?
dun, 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 dun.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
barely. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
there you go.
I was wondering.
His cheeks are so red.
I played golf today.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what happened?
Yeah, I
And
almost
Trump
got
didn't
another
come
eagle.
down? He didn't come swinging with you?
He didn't, you know.
Come
I
on in,
forgot to
Trump.
ask him though. I know.
Yeah.
But I am coming to Florida March 28th. I'm going to play Doral Country Club. I'm going there to play at the Charlie March.
What?
It's called the Charlie March.
Charlie Ward's thing, right?
Charlie Ward
Yeah.
International Tournament.
But when is it? It's not March 28th because that was yesterday, as far as I'm concerned. That's
Did
your
I say
birthday.
March 28th? Did I say
Did
March
you-
28th?
I think you
I
did.
meant April. I meant April.
April 28th. So next
Yeah.
month.
Hey, Carolyn.
Where was it?
Cheers.
Miami?
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's close to.
Oh, yeah?
It's at Doral, wherever Doral is. Yeah. But yeah, I fly in there on the 28th, play a 3-day tournament, go to a 2-day. He has a thing there at Doral where it's a 2-day event. He's bringing in different people, doctor, whatever. All the big speakers are coming in to talk to him. So it should be good.
Are you
Dr.
gonna
Judy Mikovits.
Oh, really? Are you gonna
Yeah.
film it? Any of it? Can you film it? Yeah.
Possibly. Is there anything? I'll find out who the speakers are. How's that?
Yeah,
And
that'd be
I can,
good. Well, you know,
and
use
then-
your judgment and make sure to
Yeah.
bring extra batteries.
or at least a
Bring your
charging cord.
charger.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I have a charger that I bring with me when I'm on the plane.
There you go.
And so I'll take it to the thing. And if there's anything that I want to,
Yeah, because
I can show it here.
I'd like to go, but I'm not much of a golf player.
You don't have to. On Friday and Saturday, that's that's when people come in from all around the country and listen to the different speakers. Friday and Saturday.
Trust. Pretty.
You're right there, sister. Why don't you come on over? I'll meet you. I'll even buy you freaking lunch.
We'll see, you know.
Maybe dinner. And I'll give you a big hug.
Oh. Shit. It took about 3.5 hours from Palm Coast to Miami. Here it's probably about 5 hours.
You can take the
We'll see.
train, can't you? Don't you guys have a train? I don't know.
You know how much the Amtrak is? You mean Amtrak? Forget it. Forget it.
So my daughter, I'm going to go from Miami to Orlando, and she's going to pick me up.
Miami to Orlando there's that train.
$100. $100.
Yeah.
I was told.
There's a different
Yeah.
train. I don't think it comes out. Maybe it does. I don't even know.
But I know that
There might be a train that goes all along Florida. I really didn't check if it comes down to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is its own little, well, huge city. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well,
I'll
I'm
find
going
out.
to Orlando afterwards and go visit my grandkids. So I have the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grandkids. But
I love that. I love hearing shit like that. That makes
yeah,
my night.
I have the most beautiful grandkids.
Of course you do.
And not only that, but when I show up, it's going to be, yeah. Then I get hugs and kisses, and they'll be sitting on my lap. And Grandpa, can we do this? And Grandpa, can we do that? And
Do they
Grandpa,
know you're
come
not,
over here, do this.
do they know you're coming, or is it a surprise?
Um, they probably know that I'm coming. They just don't know when I'm coming. You know, they
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
They're 3 and 5, so
Oh,
you
they're
know,
just
dates.
babies. They're just
Yeah,
babies. Oh,
they
I love
are.
it. I
They
love it. I
are
love it.
Tiny
Like you're a
babies.
little
adorable,
monster.
adorable,
Tiny
adorable.
babies.
Yeah,
I'm
they are
waiting. I'm
adorable.
waiting for my stepkids to. I want baby. I want baby.
Well,
That know me
I
know I love.
have 5 grandchildren.
Screw you.
5. Yeah.
Well, I'm only
And so
48. Give me a chance.
you have
Am I
time.
48? How old am I? I think I'm 48.
Old.
That's right. It's
But
really
then
nice
what's
to tell
that
them
make
again.
us, Joe? If she's old, what's that make us?
Ancient.
Older. Older.
Ancient.
Yeah.
One other thing, and then I think we'll let it go, unless Joe, you have news. But I want to ask, did you ever hear that the English language is a type of alchemy, a type of um sorcery?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yeah. We were never meant to talk because talking can be misconstrued. We were meant to do communication through telepathy. And I can look at you and you look at me. We look at each other and we talk. And no words need to come out of our mouth. It's all done through frequency and brainwaves. I strongly believe that. And
I
we
do
can
too.
see this every day. Think about you and your husband. Are there times that you guys could just look at each other and
Of
you
course. Of course.
already know what he's thinking? I'm
Yeah.
not talking about, whatever, outside of sex. Okay. I mean, that's obvious, but you can look at each other and or you have a conversation and you answer their, or you finish their statement, their sentence before they do. And this happens all the time. And this is a natural trait within we as, I hate to say human.
As a race, yeah, as the race.
But it's more than that. I understand and believe that we are one of the most advanced entities that are in space in general. And there are certain others have this ability to do this, and others have the ability to do that. We can create, and
Yes.
okay. Let me say this. Okay,
I know
2 weeks
exactly what he's
ago,
talking about, guys. I've heard this before.
2 weeks ago, I went to my girlfriend's house, and she said, I need to take out this deck section and redo it totally, and blah blah blah. I ripped it all out. Never seen it before. Okay. And I've done construction before, so it's not like it's unique to me, but it's not my trade. Went in, ripped it out, laid it all out. I had the vision in my mind. I drew it on a map, laid it all out, got all the pieces and the parts, did it, came out perfect, perfect. We have the ability to create things that are outside of the normal entity. And this is our ability. We can think outside. Okay, I have one more. This is phenomenal. This is one of my greatest stories ever. My God, I'm sharing here. Okay. 1980s, 1989. I
Wait, what?
was
Say that over again.
1989. Okay. I was building my first house in Connecticut. I had to chop down all these trees so that I could clear the land so the bulldozer could come in and put a house in for me. Pardon me. I was cutting a tree down. It was a windy day. And the tree, as I was cutting it, I cut it properly, it came back on me. It caught my saw. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't cut the tree down. So I picked up a 1-inch rope, tied a hammer around it, threw it up over one of the high branches, okay? And grabbed it and brought it back down. Went over to where I wanted to follow the tree, okay? And went far enough in distance. You do a 45-degree angle. I knew enough. I was 36, 37 years old. I knew about Pythagorean theorem. So I knew about 45 degrees. And so I threw it up, grabbed the rope, brought it back down, tied it around a tree. And then what I did is I took, this is outside of my ability that I ever knew, but it came to me. Something came to me and told me to do this. I took a stick and wrapped it around the rope and went like this back and forth. And I pulled that tree down one at a time. And I toppled that tree.
Right.
I didn't know how to do this, Carolyn. I didn't know how to do this, but something told me to do this. It was a combination of the ether and some other entity that had done it before, that knew how to do this. That was not me. I didn't know how to do this. I'm fucking amazed at this day.
I say this all the time. I say almost that all the time.
Yeah.
The information that I say, it's not me. They're giving it to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm being
fed.
told what to watch, how to watch it. Like the YouTube shit that pops up, it pops up for a reason. Joe, your son will be proud of me. All my tabs are gone for some reason.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I had trouble with, today was such an off day. I did so many weird accidents, and that was one of them. And but then I realized I'm not angry, because I mean it's always in my history, right? But for the most part, it's a new beginning. It means that I was done. I have to start now. There's other things. There's always a bright side to the negative, or there isn't a negative, really. That's what I'm beginning to understand. And what he's talking about, it also applies with bending your future. You're able to bend your future. I tend to forget this, but a few hours before, or maybe an hour before we came on live, I said to myself, you're not really sick. That's a human thing. I'm beyond human. You know, I'm not exactly sure. I don't have to understand it, but I know I am. And I bent my future. I'm making it through this program right now. And I'm glad because, you know, Dana only celebrates a birthday once. As you can hear, he went through his own sickness. I'm telling you right now, Mama Helen is sick. I know a few other friends who've been sick and really bad, like really bad.
People sick too.
Right.
People that are awake.
People that are awake. It depends on what kind of awakeness you're at, is what, how heavy you're going to be dealing with it. Joe always says when he doesn't feel right, and it's usually at the right times, but he's still not fully, like, he teeters because he listens to the news. Not listens, but watches, you know, reads the news and stuff.
It's a lot.
And then you have to, yeah, it is. It's hard to go back and forth
Most
with
of it, some of it, not all of it. Some of it.
Joe.
They know
Like,
they're
let's-
caught, so they've changed their ways. You know, it's like that old adage, you have to listen to everybody and then you pick out what's really the truth. Because you know everything is not the truth. And some of the shit that they say is just total bullshit, and you know it's bullshit.
See, but that's what you're talking about is what every MAGA believes. There's a difference between MAGA and Trump and all the people that go to his rally and me and Mama Helen and Dana and Patch and Reb and, you know, Susan. There's a huge difference between being MAGA and understand what the fuck is actually going on.
So fucking close.
Say it again.
We are so fucking close.
Yes, we are close. We are close. And
Within, I say 6 months seems far away, but I think it's closer than that. We are very close. Nasara is close.
no, that I know.
People awakening
Well,
is close.
did you talk about the Libertarian Day? What day was it?
Yeah, when? That we talked
April
about it?
2nd, the day after.
Oh, April 2nd, yeah. Liberation Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Liberation.
No,
That makes more sense.
no, yeah, no. It's what Trump says. What is Liberation Day? That
Ooh,
is,
Trump. Okay, so
uh,
you
let
actually
me
have
find
what
it.
it means?
I did, and I closed it, but give me a second here. I'll
It's
figure it out.
very odd that it's April 2nd. Okay, April 1st,
No.
everybody knows as April Fool's Day. But
He
April,
said he didn't want it to be April Fool's Day. That's why he made it April 2nd. The Trump administration is planning to impose a round of fresh tariffs on April 2nd, a President Trump has dubbed Liberation Day. The announcement is viewed by economists as the culmination of his America First trade policy. Trump puts us first. Boom.
Right.
Puts us first.
Right.
An executive order he signed on his first day in office aimed at revitalizing U.S. manufacturing.
Yep.
Mr. Trump, President Trump, has referred to his April 1st tariff announcement, as the big one, suggesting the plans may be more far-reaching than the import levies he already unleashed on goods from other countries, such as March 26 declaration of a 25% tariffs on vehicles and auto parts imported into the U.S. For decades, he has been, we, the U.S. citizens, have been ripped off and abused by every nation in the world, both
Yes, we
friend
have.
and foe.
Yep.
Now
Fuck 'em
it's
all.
finally time for the good old USA to get some of that money and respect back.
now what
That's
would I
right.
Bless
say?
America.
Well,
I
Trump
agree with
said.
that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. Although this is a worldwide movement.
Yeah.
It is.
It really is a worldwide movement. There are people, the people have been hurt. The governments have not been hurt. The governments were always the cabal.
No,
We
they
are
got money.
paying for other people. We are paying for other people to
We
have
have,
their
but
lifestyle.
every country has been paying for the elite. Every country.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Mhm.
You're right.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from,
Mhm.
but I think of it, it's got to be 360 or nothing.
Yeah.
It's
And why
global.
do we have to pay for them? They've already got
But
money.
we didn't. You see, it always went into the cabal's pocket.
Yeah.
So as much as they say, oh, we're giving Pakistan money for transvestites and whatever, some studying on them, it's not. It always just went, you know, maybe 1 million went into that, but 65 million went into their pockets. It's
Yep.
always been that way. So
Well,
it's not really,
Mhm.
but what is going to happen is that we're all going to see Nasara. That I believe. Nasara, we're all going to see it. Nasara is known because it's national. Nasara is worldwide, global.
Yeah, I'd like our money.
Global.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Not
yeah,
just $5,000 either.
and if And the Dodge thing is all recaptured money. That's
Yeah.
how they're using it, because if they
It's
used it as
our
seized money, then it
money.
would go into court and go into law. But they're
Mhm.
using it
Our
as recaptured
money.
money.
Yep,
Our
our
money.
money.
Yeah.
Well, look at what Canada was doing to us. Canada was charging us
breaking news hated it, Dana.
263% markup, a tariff on chicken, just on
Really?
chicken.
Yeah.
On
What
turkey, it
about
was
lumber?
179%.
Lumber.
Butter was 175%.
Wow.
Dairy spreads were 165%. Certain fish products were 160%. Milk was 155%. Cheese was 147%. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You know, so 25% doesn't really seem excessive, does it?
Nope. Nope.
Fuck these
I
other
just want to
countries.
say this, because I
Very
know we're
smart.
coming to the end here,
Mm.
is that I'm going to Doral Country Club in April. And if President Trump is playing and he is looking for a golf partner, I will be happy, 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 happy to be his golf partner. If he wants me to pay his green fees, I will pay him. If he wants me to pay for the scramble, I will pay for it. President Trump, I would love to be your partner during the golf outing anytime.
So cute.
Well, you wouldn't have to
He's
pay for
my
a golf
idol.
cart because he's got his own.
I would think so. Yeah.
You know, you never know. I really do believe that they know who the fuck I am. They know who we are. They know this channel. For many, many different reasons.
Yeah,
So you never know.
you never know.
Well, from California, I just want you to know that we love you out here. Yeah, there are some liberal retards, but you know what? I know a lot of people that love you in California.
Mm.
So,
Oh, so do I. Oh
yeah.
man, yeah. Including
Well,
yourself, but yeah.
but yeah. But
One of my
you
best
know,
friends,
that said,
Brian
okay,
Fox,
I'm
is
from
out
the
in
East
California.
Coast. What was that, please? What'd you say again?
My friend Brian Fox, he's from Cali
I
too.
started to listen to
One
him.
good
I
friend
started
of
to
mine.
listen to him the other
He's
day. He
awake
said,
too. I gotta ask him if he's
good.
feeling ill.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really strange. It is really strange. There's too many of us. No,
We are
nothing is a
ready.
coincidence, though. Nothing is a coincidence.
Ah,
We are ready.
And I don't know what the order is, but I'm thankfully feeling better because I told myself I must.
good. Good. That's good.
Don't ever forget that you have the power within. You really do. The body is just a shell. You're everything else. Right. All right. Any jokes, Joe? Oh, didn't you have a joke for us?
Okay, hold
Dana,
on.
Dana
Dana,
did have a
Dana
joke.
came
Dana
up
had a
with
Wait,
joke
something
for
I
us.
know
special.
I had something here. Let me see if I can find it.
If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I love,
Oh,
I
come
mean,
on.
leaving on a
Okay. So
happy.
I was asked to use the word asinine in a sentence. So what I said is, Carolyn, I'll say this right up front. I apologize. Okay. See that girl over there? I give her face a 2 and her ass a 9. Okay.
I love it. It's good.
I'm sorry, Carolyn. I
No,
She's
apologize.
not
it's
laughing.
cute.
She's not
No, I'm
laughing.
just wondering how true it is. That's all.
Oh, well, I have no idea. I never met
Probably
you,
was
so
true.
yeah. Asinine.
I hope my
Yeah,
face
But I
is
used the last
good.
one that last time.
It's getting old,
That
though.
one was really, really, really good. Do you want me to do that poem over again in case somebody missed it?
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 finalists in a national poetry contest consisted of a university student and a country bumpkin. And the last poem of the night was that they must use the word Timbuktu. So the university student went first, and he said, on a lonely desert sands, crossed a lonely caravan. Men on camel, 2 by 2. Destination, Timbuktu. Everybody clapped, thought that was the greatest. Okay, yeah. No, the country bumpkin steps up and says, Tim and I off hunting went, found 3 maidens in a pop-up tent. They were 3 and we were 2. So I bucked 1 and Tim bucked 2.
Man, that is so up my alley. I don't know.
That's
help me.
good. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's the title. I put it in the chat. Timbuktu. No, I'm kidding.
Timbuktu.
It's funny. That was great.
Okay.
I'm glad you were able to stop in. I know it's your birthday. Your girly
I'm
is
glad
sick.
you did.
You're not feeling well.
Nah,
It's just the way it's gonna have to be for another day or two, I think. But fight it. You got to tell yourself. Got to tell yourself. I'm telling you. Mind over body. Mind over power over
But-
whatever.
but I
But
almost got another eagle today.
Oh,
So, yeah, that was pretty good. That's 2 under par. So, President Trump, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to bring my game. So,
you really want.
I'm hoping so, Either that or I'll
Hey.
play with Charlie Ward.
hey,
Yeah.
he wants a good game, right?
I'm gonna make that into a short just for you.
Mhm.
So maybe he'll see it. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. We got a challenger
night,
for you,
guys.
Mr. Trump, President Trump.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
night.
Have a great night. Thank you for stopping in.
Everybody have a great night. Thanks for listening.